What we want is Bitcoin to be the base layer of money. And then on top of that, we do what we do. Murray makes me look bearish. I'm a bullish guy, right? And I love Bitcoin. You got my sign. I mean,
Yep.
I love it. He makes me seem bearish because he's like, Mark, 86 trillion global monetary system is all going to Bitcoin.
Mark Yusko is a venture capitalist and the CEO of Morgan Creek Digital Assets. He is a bullish investor in Bitcoin. Murray Stahl is an anonymous Bitcoin investor who has made some very bold predictions about the future of the cryptocurrency. He has said that he believes Bitcoin will eventually replace fiat currency and become the global reserve currency. Yusko emphasizes Bitcoin's top use case, positioning it as a replacement for gold as the base layer of money. Bitcoin's price reached an all-time high of $65,000 in November 2021. That particular price hike was connected to the launch of a Bitcoin ETF in the United States. On June 15th, BlackRock, the largest asset manager globally, has submitted an application for a Bitcoin ETF. According to Yusko, it appears that crypto summer began on June 15th. Yusko mentioned that the current market phase is marked by a gradual rise, with higher lows and higher highs. The objective is to attain the fair value, indicating that the market has returned to the 50s range. According to the Bitcoin algorithm, there will be 33 halvings in total, after which the fixed part of the block reward will become less than 1 Satoshi. Essentially, it will be equal to 0. The first halving took place on November 28, 2012. At first, the halving had no noticeable effect on Bitcoin's price. The second halving took place on July 9, 2016. That date was highly anticipated by the crypto community. The third halving, which took place on May 11, 2020, as well as the previous Bitcoin halving, did not cause an immediate price increase. According to Yusko, the next halving event is expected in April, leading to a period of accumulation before a potential speculative blow-off. This blow-off might be followed by an overreaction on the downside, commonly known as crypto winter. As per Yusko analysis, Bitcoin's market cap has shown a remarkable pattern during previous halvings, with exponential growth as it multiplies by 10 and adds a 0 each time. Looking ahead, the next halving in 2028 is expected to push the market cap to an impressive 1 million. Yusko believes that the current rally is just the beginning of a new cycle. Here are a few glimpses from the discussion that we'd like to show you. Before we proceed, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more updates.
What I think is interesting, back to crypto, everybody's like, crypto hasn't been a good inflation hedge. Like, are you joking? If you go back to 2020, the price was like $8,000, right? And then we doubled the money supply. No, it's $10,000. We doubled the money supply. And therefore, just doing Bitcoin per dollar. One Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. We don't buy it. We don't price it in Bitcoin, price it in dollars. So in dollars, it should have gone up 100%. It did. It went to 20. People say, oh, but it went to 15. Like, who cares? It went to 20 and now it's 30 again. And so what is that?
By way of 65.
Yeah, by way of 65. But the 65 was leverage, right? That was, and that's what happens to every asset, right? It's what's happening to stocks right now. Why are stocks up so much? I think what's interesting now is Bitcoin is, I believe, in crypto summer, right? I think crypto summer started June 15th. Now, how bizarre. And I don't think anyone was paying attention to me. So that's not my point, but I thought it was bizarre. A few months ago, I said June 15th was the equinox. That's the day that BlackRock announces their ETF. I mean, that's just total happenstance. Again, I had nothing to do with it. But I just thought it was total. And that is literally the low in this, because there was a correction that was going on after the big rally from November. And that was the low. And so now we're in this, and summer is not parabolic, right? That's fall. So they're the four seasons.
Grind higher.
Winter, fall.
Grind higher.
Yeah. And so we grind higher. So we have higher lows and higher highs. And we head towards fair value. We've had Tim Peterson on the show, and Tim's awesome. And and he has this Metcalfe's law model. And, at the trough in the bear market, okay, last year, the fair value of Bitcoin got pretty low. It got down into the mid 20s. Today, same model saying we're back in the 50s. And so I think we grind toward 50 by the halving, then we go parabolic. But the caveat is there's not as much leverage this time. So I don't, last time the fair value was 20, we got to 60, 3 times. That
Mhm.
probably isn't going to happen this time. This time, if fair value is 50, could we get 3 times above that? I don't think so. Could we get 2 times? Sure, for sure. And then you drop back to fair value and probably go below fair value in the next crypto winter. But here's the thing that I think is interesting. If you look at all the halvings, we basically 10x, and this fits the Metcalfe's law curve. We basically 10x the total market cap. Basically, we add a zero. So from 100 to 1,000, 1,000 to 10,000. This will be 100,000, and then the next one in 2028 is 1,000,000.
BlackRock has an impressive history for ETF approvals. Yusko sees the entry of large firms like BlackRock into the crypto market as a validation of the technology and the business models that have been developed around it. The SEC has officially accepted BlackRock's application for a spot Bitcoin ETF, initiating the review process. BlackRock's entry into the Bitcoin ETF space is a significant development, given their vast influence in the financial markets, managing over $8.5 trillion in assets. Report shows CryptoSlate will dive deep into the performance of the assets BlackRock's previous ETFs have tracked and compare them to the potential effect its Bitcoin ETF could have on the crypto market.
But my point is, I believe, just my belief, just one guy, that those big institutions, of which BlackRock happens to be one, may have had a role in getting some of these state and national regulators to clamp down on this upstart. Very similar to, I don't know if you know the story of the Knickerbocker Trust.
Mhm.
The Knickerbocker Trust, right, was this, trust company, and they were taking business away from JP Morgan. And JP Morgan famously quipped, I like a little competition. But when they got too big, as the story goes, he personally spread rumors that they were insolvent. And we've all seen the picture of the guys in their hats and the women in their dresses and their umbrellas running, the little run on the bank, like It's a Wonderful Life. And he put them out of business. And then guess who got to buy the asset? JP Morgan. That's funny how that works.
No, with, the Knickerbocker Trust. I thought you were thinking the First Republic, was bought by
Oh no,
JP
this is
Morgan.
this is back in
Yeah,
1907.
okay.
Okay, we can go down Silicon Valley Bank too, but I'm going all the way back to 1907
Yeah.
when this happened. And the trust law, here's the crazy part. The trust law that allowed JP Morgan to buy Knickerbocker Trust is the same law that FTX was using to try to get Celsius, Voyager, and BlockFi. Well, wait a minute. Who's an expert on trust law? Sam's dad. That's kind of a funny thing. That's like his specialty. So, look, I've said for a long time, like over a year ago on this show, that none of these ETFs were going to get approved. And look, I have money. I'm invested in Bitwise. I'm invested in Amun. I'm rooting for 21 shares. I'm rooting for Bitwise.
To get a
I'm
spot ETF.
Yeah, to get a
Yeah.
spot ETF. And I was like, none of them are going to get approved. The only one that will get approved is BlackRock. And people are like, oh, that's ridiculous. Here we are. And now everybody's saying, oh, but they're not first in line. I don't care. They are going to be the ones that get approved. And if that means they have to disapprove 21 shares, even though it's the same application, basically, it's not exactly the same. I think, again, I'm entitled to my personal opinion. I think they're going to do it. And, others are saying, well, they have to approve 21 shares if they want to approve BlackRock. No, they don't. They don't. Technically, they're first in the queue, but they can do what they always have done, is just let it expire and then approve the next one. So we'll see what happens. But I'm still sticking with BlackRock will get approved. They will take the market share. And
BlackRock's entry into the spot Bitcoin ETF race is significant due to its stature in the financial industry. Its filing for a spot Bitcoin ETF included an agreement for surveillance sharing with cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase. The competition among companies vying to be the first to launch a Bitcoin ETF in the United States is seen by many as a positive development for the crypto industry. With multiple filings, the chances of success increase, with diverse proposals enabling the SEC to assess different strategies and concerns. What is your stance about Mark Yusko's bullish outlook for Bitcoin? We encourage you to share your views in the comments section. If you found this content informative, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for the most up-to-date news and videos. Thanks for joining us.